join us. The American Job Center is going live online, launching the app Hire Guam. Now available across platforms, the app intends to connect job seekers with legitimate employers, who, according to Director of Department of Labor, Dr. Sam Mabini, says are vetted by her office.
This is the place to go to look for job opportunities. And not just for that. It could be for small businesses. A lot of small businesses don't have the human resources or the resources to be able to build their own search mechanism or recruitment process. They can utilize this system to help them find qualified workers.
The app costs $80,000 to develop from a $2 million grant. The remaining $1.9 million will go to a one-stop online system to develop a similar app in American Samoa, Palau, and the CNMI. We've seen countless images of the destruction left by the monster storm in the CNMI, but one Saipan resident joined others who took to Facebook, posting pictures and sharing personal stories of the people left to pick up the pieces. Carmen Terlahi reports.
Lenny Leon is one of many Saipan residents shocked at the destruction left after Super Typhoon U2. The day after the storm, he started sharing these posts on Facebook, putting faces to the disaster that hit close to home. His friend Glenn Hunter, business owner of the Shack Saipan, explains.
They're survivors. Like, for instance, in this case, there's a gentleman, Lenny Leon, who's been, that's taken the torch and has been doing that along with other people through the community, going out and giving relief and items to people right off the bat from day one, but at the same time capturing and recording and sharing those stories, and it's trying on his soul.
The photos picture young and old residents with scars who woke up in the middle of the night to find their roof collapsed, a man hugging his dog, and this story of a family who lost everything, including their beloved sister. Lenny sharing personal reflections, writing that the words of his neighbors brought him to tears.
This is all documented and shared so that way we can try and assist in ensuring we get the most recovery support from the rest of our nation and the world.
Recovery that's happening in real time on social media. Hunter demanding his government and all participating in relief efforts prioritize the most vulnerable faces suffering after the Super Typhoon.
My demand is that they take all these relief items that are being funneled in and all the monies that they have available, and they start bringing it directly to the people in the villages right now that are in dire need of water, in dire need of food, in dire need of tents, in dire need of mosquito coils, in dire need of solar-powered lighting or any type of lighting, and that's my demand to my government.
A demand that also extends to us here in Guam to take action for those in need living in Saipan and Tinian.
Share them, try and help get those stories out, whether they come from Lenny, whether they come from any of the other groups, My Pros, anything like that, because they're all trying to showcase the need, which is definitely here, and which is it's a massive need. I want to appeal to the world to please open their hearts and give.
Reporting for Guam's Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Chirlaki.
Don't forget you can join KUAM this Super Tuesday. We're not just delivering the results of the election, but we're going beyond the politics and accepting monetary donations that will go towards Super Typhoon U2 relief. It's Campaign for a Cause, a text drive. Our show starts at 10 p.m. Recently, Humanities Guahan hosted a youth sustainability conference as part of their Taking Root program. Jonah Goncharfaris has more.
Public middle school students from Agua de Johnston, Estumbo, FB Leon Guerrero, Ocean View, Jose Rios, Antolon, and Benavente participated in the Taking Root program. The program was funded in part by a grant from the U.S. Department of the Interior Office of Insular Affairs Technical Assistance Program and by Humanities Guahan. Executive Director of Humanities Guahan, Dr. Kimberly Killing.
It's the culminating event of a project that was started back in June with 30 public middle school students, those representing the CNMI, Guam, the Federated States of Micronesia, Palau, and the Marshall Islands.
The program began with a 3-week immersive summer camp on environment and culture in Guam and Micronesia,
where we took the kids on hikes and walks and went out in the ocean and went snorkeling. We picked up trash. We did recycling activities, a whole host of activities, along with a environmental curriculum.
According to Dr. Kaling, Taking Root is a youth-focused, youth-organized sustainability conference, and it's the first of its kind.
We wanted to do a project that engaged young people, particularly middle school students, and how best to do that with these timely issues of climate change, the need to sustain our environment as an island community, and then also the importance of not only Guam's culture, but also the regional cultures in Micronesia.
She says the success of the program would not have been possible without the help and assistance of some great partners.
We have worked with the Department of Agriculture, Forestry Division, with Fish and Wildlife, with Guam Community College, their Eco Warriors, but also their Reach for College program. We've worked with Marine Mania. I mean, just a whole host of organizations that have been partners with us.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Gancharfris.
Local artist Marc della Sola has been creating art in the Pacific Islands for over 2 decades. His latest work can be seen in a beautiful exhibition located at the Hyatt Regency Guam from now to January of next year. Here's more.
After representing Guam in the Festival of the Pacific Arts back in 2016, artist Marc della Sola had a show in Germany entitled Pacific Mandala, which features a series of incredible paintings offering optical illusion.
It was really intense. It was a hard thing for people to look at. So I was like going, dude, you got to tone it down because, you know what I mean? First of all, people can't even look at it. Sometimes it makes people even sick because it gives them vertigo.
So he went back and watched 3D movies, and for 2 years straight, he focused on new pieces.
So then I started working, and then this is one of the pieces, and then it's progressed on to this one of the last ones here, and you can see there's been a progression of the 3D drafting. You know, it takes a lot of drafting to, you know, perspective and everything.
Della Sola believed that incorporating optical illusion and 3D illusion is much easier to look at. The end result is his latest exhibition, Pacific 3D. Each piece, depending on size, took roughly 2 to 4 months to complete.
Because they get depth and they can almost feel like they're going into the painting instead of having the painting with optical illusion spinning.
For Della Sola, it has been a constant progression, and he believes he has more to explore with 3D.
I'm working two-dimensional, right? So paintings are two-dimensional surfaces. They're flat, you know what I mean? But to try to make that into three-dimensional is something that's, you know, so I don't know, all of a sudden I'm into this optical illusion phase, you know. Op art was big back in the 60s, so maybe I can resurrect that.
His latest exhibition, Pacific 3D, is inspired by the elements of the Pacific.
Fire, air, water. So I incorporate all of the Pacific colors, the colors of the reef, the sky, colors of our sky. You know, you watch the sunset, every day is a different range of color, you know, from magentas to violets, you know what I mean? And so I'm very keen to observe all of these color combinations and changes. And then I add the spectrum, which is pure sun refracted into the individual colors.
His paintings also incorporate spiral cone shells.
So I've incorporated all of this into this 3D, it's almost like animation, you know what I mean? Colors, the colors are almost kind of like cartoons, sort of, you know what I mean? But they're Pacific cartoons.
You can view the fruits of his labor from now until January 11th of next year at the Hyatt Regency Guam lobby.
So that's why I like doing painting. It's a solitary process, but it's all under your control.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Gancharfris.
Stay tuned, more when Weekend Edition returns.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Cheers to 80 years! It's our 80th anniversary and the gifts are on us. 80 gift certificates, 8 shopping sprees, 8 staycations, and 1 round-trip flyaway for 2 to Manila. So how do you enter? Calvo's Insurance personal home and auto customers are automatically entered. Non-Calvo's customers may enter by receiving a qualified quote. It's our way of saying thank you for trusting us for the past 80 years. For more details, visit calvos.com/giveaway or call 472-6816. Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years.
This is my island. I am from here, Ray.
so offended, Lou. Does the fact that I'm Filipino and not born here make me less worthy?
Where you are born does not determine whether you love or care for our island.
With Ray, it's about we are Guam. It's about everyone working together for a better island. With you, it's about being in. But what if you're out?
What she said was offensive to those, many of us, Micronesians, who grew up here, who only know Guam as home.
This is my island. I am from here, Ray. I was born and raised here, Ray. My family is here, Ray. I am more qualified to be governor of Guam.
As governor, I will set clear priorities for Guam. First, we will keep our people and communities safe. Second, I will provide tax breaks for businesses that pay higher wages. And third, we will invest in education and healthcare. My priorities are creating jobs and strengthening the economy. My commitment is to serve you. I am Lou Leon Guerrero, and I approve this message because I believe together we can strengthen our community and protect our families.
Hafaday Guam, this is Telu Taidagui, and I'm running to be your senator. We have an opportunity again to turn good ideas into public policy, prioritizing road repairs, raising the standard for a cleaner environment, and funding new village facilities and programs. As a small business owner and public servant, I bring the experience and leadership you are looking for. I'm Telo Taidagui. I approve this message and humbly ask for your vote. Si Jus Masi, Maraming Salamat po. Thank you, Guam.
I'm Mayor Paul McDonald. For almost 30 years, I've served the people of Agana Heights, in good times and in bad. Mayors deal with problems every day, such as crime, drugs, and even the economy. That's why I'm voting for Lou and Joss. I trust them to fix finances, invest in our village again, and keep us safe. I am Mayor Paul McDonald, a Republican, and I'm voting for Lou and Joss.
I approve this ad.
Hafaday and welcome back. Many headlines covered this week caught your eye either on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Now time to look at what you had to say. Asha?
Hi everyone and welcome to Trend Spotting. Here's what caught your eye on social media this week. An ancient Chamorro village at the site for the new Marine base in Dedido was bulldozed by the military. Now the Historic Preservation Board is seeking a pause to any more bulldozing of this ancient settlement site called Magua. Members on Wednesday approved motions asking the Admiral for a stop work order and for an access to a 1-acre site at the future Marine base. The Historic Preservation Board wants more time to come up with an interpretive program for visitors that will explain and promote its historical and cultural significance. Many on Facebook had their share of opinions on the matter. Familian Moffness questions, so how is this buildup a good thing again? Sammy J says, the U.S. has always and will always be completely self-serving, and yet so many brainwashed into thinking they have our best interests in mind. Luke Duenas states, why are you all surprised? This is expected. There is no respect for indigenous culture and indigenous life. After more than 3 decades of being on air with KUAM Communications, we are sad to see Helen Island Girl Uggan leave our company. She started as a radio personality on Isla 61 AM's former studio in Oradot on October 12, 1991. Now Auntie Helen is relocating off-island to be with her family. Through her radio shows, she has been instrumental in promoting and perpetuating Chamorro music, language, and culture for generations of Guamanians. But aside from her decades of contributions to KUAM, Auntie Helen has also been the host of the annual Liberation Parade for more than 20 years. She is also a longtime employee of the Port Authority of Guam, where after 26 years of service, she retired this year as a marine traffic controller. Farewell, Auntie Helen. You will truly be missed by everyone here at KUAM. Here are some kind words from our Instagram followers. Crew Sue says, we love you and wish you the best on your new journey in life to be with your family, sister. And Ham Diesel says, Biba Island Girl, thank you for all your years of service to the people of Guam. We love you, Nana. See you soon here stateside. The Father Duenas Friars capped off their undefeated season with a championship victory over the GW Geckos. The Friars pulled off the overtime win against the Geckos 20-14 at the GW field in Manilao. Running back Keenan Artero scored the winning touchdown for the Friars. As if winning a championship game isn't an accomplishment enough, the seniors of this year's team have won 4 championships, including every single game, going undefeated throughout their high school career. Good job, boys. Here's what some fans had to say on Instagram. Linda Titano says, Biba FD, my grandson Adrian Lujan, 42. So proud of you. Team KUAM hopes everyone had a fun and safe Halloween this year. And here are a ton of awesome photos our viewers submitted. Enjoy. Thanks for joining us. Catch us next week for more trend spotting.
Thanks. Crime Stoppers is next with Jason Solis.
Everyone saves money on Black Friday, but at Cars Plus in Mighty, you can save all month long during our Black Friday sales event. Right now, save up to $10,500 on a new Ram 1500, or save up to $6,000 on a new Chrysler 300. How about a new Chrysler Pacifica? Save up to $4,000. Buy today and receive a Cars Plus value card, where you'll get 21 cents off per gallon at all Shell stations. Get great deals all month during Cars Plus Black Friday sales event. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Hafaday, I'm Amanda Shelton, running to be your senator. I believe that Guam's best days are in front of us, and with hard work, new ideas, and common sense, we can overcome our challenges and make life better for everyone. I embrace the values of service and respect, and as your senator, I will act with passion, leadership, and courage to be your trusted public servant. I'm Amanda Shelton, number 3 Democrat, and I humbly ask for your vote. Sizuas Maasi.
Paid for by the committee to elect Amanda Shelton. Johnny Cole Torres, Treasurer.
If you get nervous about having dental treatment, you're not alone. An estimated 35 million adults experience anxiety or nervousness at the simple thought of visiting the dentist. As your dentist, I strive to make your visit as painless or pain-free as possible. And I frequently tell my patients that in the 21st century, if we can give you medicines to put your tooth to sleep, or medicines to take an infection or toothache away, we can surely give you something to help relax you and take all fear away. No one ought to sit in a dental chair thinking of bad childhood memories or fearing injections. If you're a dental coward, but you really do want your teeth fixed, don't wait until the pain is killing you. Come in, tell us your fears, and set up an appointment. We have convinced many that dental treatment doesn't need to be scary anymore. For your helpful dental minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. You shall never know all the good a simple smile can do.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Hi everybody. Having the courage to stand up, make your voice heard, and report a crime is virtuous, it is noble, it is heroic. But it's also a lot easier said than done. Fortunately, Sergeant Paul Tapao is here, and we are going to talk about how us Guamanians can find the strength inside if we see something wrong, especially when they're people that we may be friends with or even related to. That's really, really hard for people of any age.
Absolutely, and you know, every time I discuss the Crime Stoppers or I discuss anything in crime in general, I really focus on the issue of the hardest thing to do, which is making the right decision, because it's going to require a lot of sacrifice. It's going to require you making that tough decision and tough choice of, am I doing the right thing? Is this really what I want to do? But know full wholeheartedly that what you're doing is right. And what you're doing is it really is benefits the community by providing information and providing that information to help us, to help keep our community safe. And I really do want to applaud the community members who have been stepping up the efforts in providing that safer community by reporting crime. No matter what crime we bring into the homes, each and every individual that provided information to all our cases that we've been handling have been really instrumental. So I thank them so much.
So what do you tell people, especially kids, Sarge? Because I'm thinking, you know, kids are going to say, okay, my cousin or, you know, my friend, let's say cousin, right?
Yeah.
Is involved in some like pretty bad stuff. I want to say something because I don't want him to possibly wind up in jail, you know, possibly get really, really hurt, even die. I grew up with this person. We wore each other's clothes. You know, we spent our entire lives together and everything like that. But I know what he's doing is not right.
So, you know, to answer that, it really is just providing the facts. Giving the audience or the listeners or whoever really wants to understand about how they can make a difference, we put the facts forward about what's right, the consequences that do happen and can happen and will happen, and how we can help. By you coming forward and bringing us that information, you're taking that one step closer in providing help. And again, you hit it on the head when you said it takes courage. It does take that inner courage for you to come forward, because you never know. You know, a lot of the cases and what we're dealing with, it's a common norm that these individuals are surrounded by crime. They're probably brought up in a criminal element and everything, but not knowing what they're doing is right or wrong. Now that we provide the facts and give them the information, now wholeheartedly they know what is wrong and they know what is right. And again, this is where we ask them, find the inner courage, like what you said, find the bravery to find that sort of strength to come forward and provide that information. And you know, just over the weekend, there's testimony of somebody finding that inner strength and, you know, netting almost 95 grams of crystal methamphetamine. And that courageous individual, that courageous student, I really want to applaud that individual. That was a hard thing to do. But, you know, the full totality and the holistic approach and what had happened and what transpired to that, whatever inspired that child to come out and make that decision, to give us that information, please, you know, that's where we want to focus on. And this is where we want to say thank you. Thank you to that individual, and thank you to the many viewers out there and our entire island for wanting to make a difference and bring change.
All right, well, here is what you can do to find out more.
On Monday, October 15, at around 10:30 in the morning, officers from the Tumon Precinct Command responded to a purse snatching that occurred on Route 14, Talan San Victorious, by the Royal Orchid Hotel in Tumon. Now, the preliminary investigation suggests that a female victim was walking on the sidewalk by the Royal Orchid Hotel when an unknown man, only wearing a red shirt and blue shorts, walked past her and grabbed her purse from behind, causing the victim to fall. The male suspect was successful in taking the victim's purse and was seen running towards an awaiting car described as an older model faded sedan. The suspect was seen entering the car, which drove off towards Pleasure Island in Tumon. As a result of the robbery, the female victim sustained abrasions to her knee but refused any medical care. This case remains open as officers are requesting the help from the community relative to this investigation.
All right, Paul, you're very famous for having like these really whimsical sayings and things like that, especially, again, that young people can kind of like glom onto. Again, what would you say to young people who are saying, you know, I don't want my family to get hurt. I don't want to put myself in a tough spot. You know, people are going to hate me. People are going to think I'm a narc. You know, if kids even still use that word anymore.
Yeah.
But what can I do? But I want to be a good person and I want to protect my community because I love Guam.
We just tell them the path and avenues and how they can help. It simply starts by reporting crime, by just giving us information, providing that critical information, and we'll help from there. The process will take its course. It may not look as inviting as what you're seeing now in the news, but in the end, it really is going to benefit not just that individual, but the family. It's not just going to benefit that family, but the entire community. Not just the entire community, but the entire island. And this is where we see that trickle effect. This is where we see that butterfly effect take its course. And stay the course, understand what's right, and endure all the challenges you have, and face that adversity and take that step forward by simply reporting crime.
All right, Sarge, thanks so much as always.
And thanks for having me again.
All right, everybody, we will be back after this.
Half a day, hungry drivers. Are you spending more time on the road? Shell has teamed up with Wendy's so you can buy fuel and eat free. Just fuel up 7 gallons at any Shell station and get a coupon for a Wendy's cheeseburger or chicken nuggets. Or use 2 coupons to redeem a Wendy's cheeseburger meal with